Hey, you. Hey, hey. I'm going to just hang out here for a minute. I'm live on Instagram for the first time. Hey, my soul therapy circle peeps. Dawn, how you doing? Can you hear me and the music? I'm going to just let the music play for a little bit to give people a second to see the live notification. Yeah, Nasaya. Am I saying your name right, babe? Nazaya. It's a pretty name. I'm just playing some music. Shameless plug for my boo song, Christopher Larome. Check him out on all the major media outlets. This song is called Getaway, inspired by our life. How you guys doing? Close. I'm close. Messiah. You're blessed. Yes, Dawn. Me too. Me too. When this song is over in about a minute, I'll go ahead and just talk to y'all. Am I sitting here jamming to myself? Can you hear the music? Let me jump on Instagram and just make sure that I'm actually there. Yes, it's time for a getaway. Well, we'll see because I just can't tell. All right, let's just jump into it because it seems like some of y'all missed me a little bit. I know that I missed you. So, um, yeah. So, it's been a long year, 2020. It is the middle of October. Um, Oh, it's been such a whirlwind. It's been such a whirlwind, I'm sure, for everybody. Um, I don't know a single soul that has not been affected by this year. By this year, by just everything from COVID to, you know, race relations to what else is there? It's just a lot going on. But so you guys know I have been doing soul therapy Thursdays on and off for I think it's almost a year, maybe around 9 months. No, it's almost a year. I think I started doing them before 2020 even hit. So yeah, I want to just tell y'all what I've been up to and share just a little piece of what is coming up and what has transpired in my life is some of them. So let me see I don't even know where to start, y'all, for real. It's so much. I know I said I'm going to tell you where I've been for almost 6 months. I'm going to tell you how I jumped into my comfort zone, which is different than just merely leaving your comfort zone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I want to just share some tips that help me. Hopefully, they'll help you, and just go from there. This isn't like my normal kind of. I usually have bullet points and my normal teaching style. So I'm just just sharing this space with you. here today. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just being part of this community. Um, Thank you for hanging with me because I feel like taking y'all on a little roller coaster ride. But, when you are in the transformation business, would you guys do me a favor? If you have anybody that you know or you think would like the content that I share, go ahead and share the video. Go ahead and invite your friends to the group. Because we really, I mean, we always needed to, but we really, really need to kind of get our whole soul life together, all of us. So, all right. I've been in what I've called a healing hibernation for about 6 months. So in April, I was just being pulled inward to back away and focus on more of my own healing. Um, and it came at such an unexpected time because I was rolling. I was ready. I was rolling out stuff. I was working on courses. Of course, I was still working with my clients one on one. And I had marked May to be self care month. So May was going to be self care, self love, all about that. And before I knew it, it was just, I was yanked out of everything that I knew so that I could do it. You see, it's hard to teach something. Now we see people do it all the time, but it's harder to teach something that you haven't lived. It's harder to, um, you can't really guide people through a process that you haven't yourself been through. Um, so I guess that was, the universe's way of telling me, look, sis, yeah, you can't teach on this because you're struggling with loving yourself. So that's how it started. And I'm like, okay. And please hear me when I say it was so hard. It was hard for me to back away because my identity was based on helping others. A huge piece of my identity was based on helping others and helping others find the freedom, helping others be healed, and helping others just live a better life. And it's something I've been doing for 25 years now. So when I felt that I was being led to do this and to back away, I mean, I wasn't seeing clients. I saw a couple on a needed basis, but really it was like two. And as you can see, I left social media. I just was like, okay, I got to be off of here. And originally when I did that, I was just going to focus on other platforms, but as usual, my plans weren't exactly the plans that we're going to follow. So that's what I've been up to, just healing. And so, Dawn, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by, okay, you were in healing hibernation, and what does that look like? I had a friend that one of my girlfriends came to visit me a few weeks ago, and she asked me, she was like, can I ask, what? Because I mean, I just was out. I was just out and just in my cocoon doing what I have to do. So the first thing was is that I really had to focus on me and focus on Dawn. And I suspect that many of you are like like me. We serve others first. If we have partners, if we have children, on our jobs, in our churches, in our communities and neighborhoods, we serve others first. Um, but it gets unbalanced when you serve others and you don't serve yourself. And I didn't really realize that that's, what I was doing. But I was experiencing things like just feeling not okay. You ever, I don't know, have you ever been like, something was wrong, but you just couldn't put your finger on it? Like you couldn't identify it. You just kind of feel, or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something like that. I couldn't figure out what it was. And, I was doing fulfilling work, yet not feeling fulfilled. I was still dealing with some negative thought patterns and, you know, the buzzword now is limiting beliefs, and I say buzzword with all due respect. Some people use it and they don't really know what it is, but it's a real thing. Limiting beliefs, which I may talk about later. So all of these things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the Home Alone kid, right? And so I listened. So that's key. So I'm a soul therapist, and I teach people how to connect to their souls. It's vital that I do the same thing. And so I had to really dig deeper and connect to my soul more so that I could just be better. And I could be better for me, first and foremost. First and foremost. And that itself, the very first thing I had to confront was, girl, why are you having such a hard time doing this? Why is it so hard for you to love you and just be with you? So yeah, I had to go through that. And of course, so when you ask yourself deeper questions, deeper answers arise. And that's what I've been kind of going through. So I learned to love myself more. I learned to appreciate myself more. Now, not in a selfish way. A lot of people are like, it's so selfish, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm just not the person for you to follow if you feel that way, because I believe that you can't love others until you love yourself. Not really, not in a really authentic way. So that's what I've been up to. Yeah, just, just, I want to say just chilling, but it was everything but chilling. So that was the first thing. And in the process of seeking my soul and what makes me happy, what makes Dawn tick. I some of you already know me, and I'm a little eccentric, a little. I like stuff like unicorns and the moon and stuff like that. Um, and I allowed myself to like that. I allowed myself to just go for whatever I wanted. Um, so that led me on a path. I want to travel across country. Yep, she did that. She did that. She drove across country in the middle of a pandemic. So some people may not think that's so wise. Not sure how much I care about what people think about that decision. We were safe. It actually was more safe than what a whole lot of other people were doing because we were in the car the whole time. So Hubs and I decided to drive. I wanted to go to Sedona, Arizona, because I had heard that it was such a magical place. I heard about the energy vortexes, and I just have heard and seen for so many years how beautiful it was. And I'm like, boo, let's go to Arizona. And true to form for Christopher Gatling, he was like, okay, let's do it. And so we did. In less than 2 weeks, we were on our way, and we drove. We live on the East Coast, of course. And we were living in Pennsylvania, and we drove all the way to Arizona and drove through the country. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I had been talking about driving cross country for about 25 years now. My son, who is almost 24, remembers me talking about it growing up. I said, baby, we're going to drive across country, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And, you know, um, he hates to be in a car, so that was never going to happen with him. But I said, okay, well, if my kids don't want to go, why am I going to let that hold me back from going? My daughter's the same way. She's 18. She doesn't like to be in a car very long. She gets car sick. So I kind of like squelched that little part of dream in me. And I'm like, I guess it's just something that's not going to happen because I really thought and I wanted to do it as a family with them. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Why, why not? They're grown. They're grown, Dawn. Another thing I had to deal with, the transition. My daughter graduated. Oh, I'll digress just a minute, then I'll come back to the cross country story. My daughter graduated in June, and of course, it was very, very difficult for her. But she just has navigated this stuff like a champ. And so that was, the empty nest syndrome was coming upon me, even during these uncertain times. But I said, okay, they're grown. Why would you not travel across country? Because that's a dream of yours. Just because your kids didn't want to do it, do it. So We did it, and we drove across country. Um, and it was just magical. I think I already said that. We were in Sedona, and we did different things, like things that we haven't. Well, driving across country was something that we never did before. But we're roadsters, so we travel a lot and we drive a lot. Um, so we did that. We did things like, y'all. I went on a mountain hike. I hiked a mountain, a whole mountain. We sure did. Fearlessly, at least seemingly fearlessly. We hiked a mountain. We did that. I actually have a picture that I'll share to the group. Uh, I'll try to remember to share it to the group. Actually, let me write it down because y'all know if I don't write it down, it's not going to happen. All right. And it was just amazing until we got back, and we started doing a little bit more research, and it was stuff like mountain lions and like all of this stuff, and we're like and snakes and stuff. We probably aren't going to do that again, but we did it and we experienced it. We didn't let fear hold us back. Catch that. We didn't let fear hold us back. Fear of the unknown, fear of what we think about animals and snakes. We like nature, but maybe not enough to deal with that. um and yeah, so we did that, and the whole cross country trip was sparked by, in June we went camping. So it wasn't a whole lot to do, and things started opening up a little bit, and we went camping. So we came to Delaware and we went camping in Delaware, and it was beautiful, and we were camping at a site that was near the beach. My favorite place, the beach. It's always been my favorite place. And so from there, I was like, we should move to the beach. Hmm. We slept in the truck. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. We slept in the truck at the campsite. We slept in our truck driving cross country. I mean, we had a couple of minor hotel stops. I just didn't want to be around. I didn't want to like be in elevators and stuff like that. So we were keeping to ourselves as much as possible. It's so crazy. I'm gonna have to write about this. I'm gonna have to write about this and cover all the details. So that's what sparked the camping trip, is what sparked the cross country trip. Okay. So back to being in Arizona. I have to share the Jerome story with y'all. Jerome. It's hard to say Jerome when I say Jerome in the house. From Martin. Am I the only one? Okay. Anybody know about Jerome in the house? Martin, 90s show? No, maybe. Okay, maybe me. I'm old. So Jerome is a city, a town, a small mining town that was built on the side of a mountain. And your girl decides that that's where she wants to go visit. They had a jail there, and it had eroded and slid down the mountain. And I don't know, maybe I just wasn't thinking things through, because we drove to this place and I almost had a panic attack. Now, y'all know I've shared plenty of times before that I am diagnosed with PTSD and I do have panic attacks. So I almost had a full blown one, because we're driving on these roads up the side of the mountain and just nothingness on the side. Nothingness. It was so terrifying. It was so terrifying. So after that experience, I'm like, okay, girl, you need to rein this in a little bit, write it in, think things through a little bit. But I still learned. I faced that fear. I didn't have a choice, because once you go, you had to turn around and come back. So, but I still faced it nonetheless. And even in the midst of feeling like I was going to have a panic attack, I was able to use my skills. Part of my soul therapy blueprint, my blueprint, I have actually written out how I deal with some of the struggles that I deal with personally. So it was a learning lesson, and I look back on it and I'm grateful for it, as with a lot of things in my life. Okay, so that was that. I was kind of tired of the mountains, getting homesick. Okay, boo, it's time to drive back. So, we drove back through, had a horrible experience with a cop in, uh, what was that? Kansas. So, yeah, we're not feeling Kansas. Sorry, he ruined it for all y'all. But we were safe. We were grateful we were safe, and we were okay, and we got through that. And, so we made it back home. So now we're home in Pennsylvania, and there comes an opportunity to move, and we moved. So we live at the beach now. We live at the beach. We live at the beach. I technically can walk to the beach from my house, and that is massive. I've always dreamed of living on the beach. I've never thought that I would actually be able to do it. You know, when my son was playing football, you know, he was on the NFL track. He was like, "Mama, I'm gonna buy you a beach house," and blah blah blah. And I really thought that that was the only way I'd be able to get to the beach. We got rich and famous and things like that. But you don't have to be rich and famous to live out your dreams. Did you catch that nugget? I hope you caught that nugget. I'll say it again. You don't have to be rich and famous to live out your dreams. You don't. And so we're here. So we've been here for about 6 weeks. And that's what I'm referring to when I'm talking about jumping um, into my comfort zone. And there's a difference. So you can be in your comfort zone. So I'll say, like, this is a comfort zone, right? And I can get outside of that comfort zone. So I'm outside of the comfort zone, but okay, now what? Versus jumping into my uncomfort zone or uncomfortable zone. And for me, that is not knowing what's going to happen, right? I've picked up and moved to places that I've never been in before. So that wasn't new to me. I left Erie, Pennsylvania when I was 18, never went back. Well, I mean, to visit, but never ever went back to live. And I moved to Harrisburg for grad school after I graduated from college. I moved to York after I married my husband. I moved to Baltimore after we were married for a couple years because I needed treatment from Johns Hopkins. So I've done that. So it wasn't moving to an area that I was unfamiliar with that was my uncomfort zone. It was just not knowing. I didn't plan it for a long time. I don't know what's gonna come. I didn't really know why, but I knew things were lining up. Things were just lining up. My dreams were coming to reality. Things that I had dreamed about, the cross country trip, the moving to the beach, things were happening and they continue to happen, right? So that was very uncomfortable for me. I wasn't sure why. Like, what am I gonna do when I get there? I mean, I know I work for myself, so I can work from anywhere. My husband works from home, and we both have been doing this way before COVID hit. So that was normal for us. So yeah, the uncomfortable zone. And as I sit here, I'm just figuring it out as we go on, and I love that. There's a freedom in that. There's a freedom in surrendering and trusting, right? I have an acronym for trust, TRUST, totally relying upon sovereign timing. Sovereign means it's like universal, okay? So when I think of that, I just think about being in the flow, just being in the flow of life, letting life kind of direct me. For so many years, life just happened to me, and it was a just a reaction. I just reacted to life instead of just calmly sitting in life, listening to the still small voice, being connected in touch with my own soul and my desires, and just flowing. It's a beautiful place to be. So that's how I jumped into my uncomfortable zone. We packed up that house in a week and a half and we moved. Now, there's more to that story, and I'll probably share that in a future episode because there's a lot of nuggets there too. So here I am. I'm living at the beach. I done drove across country in a pandemic. Um, my baby girl graduated. My baby graduated from college. Now she's still with us, and I'm so grateful. I am truly, truly grateful for the extra time with her because I think I was really struggling a little bit, and I'm going to be doing a series on parenting too because don't nobody talk about this. Everybody wants to talk about, you know, when the kids are babies and we're young, but then what happens when, you know, you're in this life transition and your kids grow up. And I know a couple of you watching me now can relate and understand because we're in a similar stage of life. So definitely going to have to talk about that. But she's here. She goes to Howard University virtually right now. And so she'll, we're not sure. It won't be next semester either, probably. So, she's hanging out with us here. And yeah, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. So here's what you can expect from me moving forward. I'm going to be here every Thursday. Okay, right here in the Soul Therapy Circle. And then I will do some, if not all, on Instagram as I'm still learning that platform. I used to make fun of people who were older. Like remember when cell phones came out? Yeah, I said that. So when cell phones came out, and I just remember my mom, she couldn't figure out how to use them. I'm like, you're so old, right? Yo, I feel like that's me now because I'm trying to learn all these different. Matter of fact, Facebook, this live looks completely different. That's how long it's been. It looks completely different than what it did when I last time I used it. Okay, so you'll see me every Thursday at 7. There'll be some weeks where I'm going to send out some questions, so we can start to think about things, so we can come together. So it's not so much that I'm talking at you, but more you can use this as a time to ask me questions about your own life. And I can answer some questions, maybe give you some nuggets that just can help you make that evening a little bit easier for you or help you come up with an answer to a difficult question or something. So right here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that time changes, I'll be sure to let you know. The other things I'm working on, and I'm so excited, next week I will be launching this course that I have been working on. And I'm very, very excited. So I'm not going to say too much about that. That's coming next week. So hey, the pedal to the metal, full steam ahead. Courses are my thing. I'm a teacher. For those of you who don't know, I've taught college sociology and psychology for years. I'm a natural teacher as well. So teaching is something that I like to do. And I'm even more passionate about soul work. I'm even more passionate about our souls and connecting to them and discovering them and allowing them to inform us. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Those of you who are on here with me now, at least on Facebook, I can't see any comments on Instagram. I don't even know if it works that way. Do you have any questions for me? Oh my goodness, I see. Oh, I ain't even scroll down, y'all. I'm gonna take a minute and read some of these questions. I'm like, ain't nobody saying nothing. Woo! Y'all send me love, light, and prayers, please. All right, let's see. Oh, Miss Catherine, I hope you're still on. Oh, I just thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Mara, beautiful, my beautiful sister. And listen, you know what? Let me make another point about jumping out of your uncomfortable jumping into your uncomfortable zone. And Mara, seeing you here reminded me of this. In the beginning of this year, I told myself, you're going to do something different. We're going to do something different. You cannot keep, I can't stay still, you know, because one thing is this message has to get out to other people, and it does. It needs to. And so I'm really passionate about that. And I'm like, okay. So in the beginning of the year, I said that this is what I was going to do. There is a mentor that Mara and I both follow, and we're part of her community, and she was having a conference in Las Vegas. Okay, so the beginning of this year, and it cost a coin. It cost a little coin. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it because I felt it, but then I'm like, do you really have the money for it? All of the questions slash excuses we have for moving forward. So I jumped. I'm like, okay, I'm going to this. I'm going to fly myself to Las Vegas and I'm going to be part of this. And then Mara was going to be, and we were supposed to see each other and stay in the same room and everything. So that's okay. The year ain't over, number one. So we will hook up. So that was like, I started this year pushing myself into my uncomfortable zone even more. So, hey, boo. Yes, Casper, but I understand. Okay. Deanna, hi. That's right. Self-love is essential. Mar, I'm not even going to talk. Yeah, I should have stopped by to see you. Well, actually, we were going to go to California, but I just couldn't do the extra 8 hours. At least that's what it was from where we were. But yeah. Meeting in a bookstore. Yes, Miss Catherine. Okay, so Ananya, I'm just going to keep talking as I'm reading this. All right. Yay. I see you guys. I see you guys. So, I'm just so full right now. Like, I'm feeling a little emotional because, you know, the love, I don't care if no one else says anything. I was discouraged by doing lives before because I'm like, nobody's saying anything, and no, but that's just all the soul stuff that I had to work on, right? I had to work on all that stuff. And I feel the love from you guys. I feel that gratitude, and I hope that you can feel it from me because I send it. Even sitting, this is intentional, you know. I have things around me that are very intentional for, energetically making sure that this love gets to you and flows to you. So, thank you guys so much for being part of my community. And I can't wait to see what the rest of this year holds for us and into 2021. So I'm excited. Y'all, I'm here for you. If you need me, inbox me, message me. Some of you have my number. Go on ahead, do that too. Text me. Um, I'm here. I'm here for you. All right. So I love y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I was so excited. I was like a kid on Christmas. Oh, see my peeps, see my peeps. I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad that I am released back into the world. So, and I'm wholer, not holier. That's a whole other topic. I'm wholer. I'm more healed. I've experienced depths of healing. And I'm just ready, y'all. I'm ready to get it. And I'm ready to help you get it too. All right. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Probably didn't even go live on Instagram, did I? Oh, I'm still talking, huh?